Hello friends, you're welcome back to this channel. What I have today is how to make a short dolman sleeve top, and trust you're going to enjoy this tutorial. Just take your time and watch this video to the end. Thank you. So I folded it. Here is my fabric, and this fabric I folded it to the wrong side so that the right side will be secure. Now here is my center front. Now I have how many layers here? I have 4 layers here. One, two, three, and 4. Which means I folded it into two first. Can you see? You see there is no joining here. After that, I refolded it again the second time. So it gives me like this. So it gives me 4 pieces at the edge here. So I'm going to start right now. So this place is from the edge of this top. Now I'm going to impute my reference line, and the first thing I will be doing right here is to consider the full length for this top, and the length for this top is 23 inches plus 1 inch for my hem allowance, giving me the total of 24 inches, and I have it right here. 24. So now I also go back, I consider the bust line. Now to impute my bust line, I'm going to apply the formula, which is bust divided by 6 plus 1.5. That is what the normal top. But in this case, instead of me adding 1.5, is going to be 2 inches. So for the bust for this pattern, for this cloth or for this fabric is 36 inches. 36 divided by 6 gives me 6 inches. So 6 inches plus 2 inches extra, giving me the total of 8 inches. So from the edge here, I mark 8 inches downwards. Okay, then I'll also go to the waistline. The waistline is 16 inches. So I mark 16 inches. So I'm going to connect this line horizontally. So please, I'm going to be very careful because this this fabric is a bit stretchy, so that the mark can appear very well. So I also go back to the waist line. I do likewise. I connect horizontally. I hope you can see it very well. So right now, the next thing I'm going to do right now is to go back to the neckline, the shoulder line. So on this edge, this is going to be where I will input my shoulder line. And it's a dolman sleeve, so the sleeve and the sleeve is cut with the shoulder. So the first thing I'm going to do right here is to determine my shoulder. The shoulder for this is 14 inches, and 14 inches divided by 2, I will be having 7 inches. So from the center front here, now excuse me, I will be cutting both the back panel and the front panel at the same time. Please let me clarify that. So that is why you can see it's being folded into two, giving me 4 pieces at the edge here. So I will be doing it once for all. So the shoulder line I told you is 14 inches divided by 2. I have 7 inches. So from this center, I'm going to mark 7 inches inward like this. You can see So I mark 7 inches. So this is my shoulder line. So now for the sleeve, so from the sleeve you're going to measure what you want. If you want the longer one, but for the purpose of this tutorial, it's a short dolman sleeve. So I will be using 9 inches. So from that and shoulder line, that very point, I'm going to place my measuring tape on that line, on that shoulder line. Then I mark 9 inches. Can you see? So I mark 9 inches. Then I'm going to add 1 inch for my hem allowance. Here is it. And this hem allowance is optional. If you want to use a bias tape, it means you don't need this. All you need to do is just to stop here. But in this case, I won't be using a bias tape. So that's why I need to include this hem allowance of just 1 inch. So the next thing, I go back to the neckline. I will be making use of 3 by 1.5 neckline. That is, the width is going to be 3 inches, both back and front. You know, I'm cutting it together. 3 inches for the width. Now for the depth, I will be using 1.5 inches. 1.5. So I'm going to connect. I also come here, I measure 1.5 downwards so that I can have that rectangular shape effect. So right now I can now connect this to this using my ruler. Can you see? So the next thing is to make use of my French curve. So I place it like this. Then I create a curve right on the shoulder line. Can you see? So the next thing I'm going to do right now, from the last point on my the sleeve, I'm going to come down by 2 inches. Can you see where? I place it right on the edge. I come down by 2 inches. So from that point, I can now determine, I'm going to impute the sleeve, the round sleeve, that is the sleeve circumference. So the sleeve circumference for this is 14 inches, and 14 divided by 2 gives me 7. So I'm going to mark my 7 inches right here. Okay, so this is the sleeve, the round sleeve, or the sleeve circumference. So the next thing I'm going to do, between the chest line or the bust line and the waistline, I'm going to look for the midpoint here. And how do I do that? I place my measuring tape here and also here. You can see I have 8 inches. That is the distance from the bust line to the waistline, 8. So half of it, that is 8 divided by 2. So I will be marking 4 inches at this region. So this line, I'm going to connect horizontally like I did in the case of this one. So I place my ruler and I mark, I connect this line horizontally. Can you see? I hope you can see it clearly. Just to make it bold so that you can see it clearly. Now, having done that, so I can now go ahead and impute my circumference. For the bust is 36 inches divided by 4. I have 9. So I'm going to mark my 9 inch. So that 9 inch, I'm going to add extra 1 inch. So I will be marking 10 inches right here from the center here. I mark 10 inches. So right now I'm going to come to the mid line here. So I will also repeat what I have here. 10 inches from the center, I mark 10 inches. So from this point now, I'm going to come outwardly. I come out by 3 inches. 3 inches or 3.5. Let me use 3 inches. Okay. Then on the waistline, the waist is 30 inches divided by 2. Divided by 4. I have 7.5 inches. 7.5 inches plus 1 inch extra gives me 8.5. Or I make it 9 inches. So it means I added 1.5 to my waist, quarter of my waist circumference. So I'm going to come out by 1 inch here. I'm going to come out by 1.5 here. You know, distance here, I came out by 3 inches. So here, I'm going to come out by 1.5 inches. So going to the waist or to the hip line, which is the down part. So whatever I have on the bust, I have 10 inches. So I'm going to transfer the 10 inches, which I have on the bust line, on the hip line. So let me quickly connect that line horizontally as well. Can you see? I hope you can see this clearly. Okay, so right now from this sleeve, round sleeve, I'm going to connect to this place. After that, I connect to what I did on the waistline. So if you have your curve, you can use your curve. You could also use your free hand like I'm doing right now. Okay. Then I connect straight down to the hip line or hip region. So if you have used your French curve, it will have been better, it will have been so perfect. So you can see. So it's as simple as this. So the next thing is just to connect. You know, I came down on the sleeve line. I came down by 2. So from that point, I'm going to connect straight to this neckline. So place my ruler. So I connect straight to the neckline. And you see, straight to the neckline, not to the shoulder. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to cut it out. Then we are done. So after that I've finished cutting, then on the neckline, I'm going to cut facing for the neckline, which I'm going to use to turn it inward to give me a neat look outside on the right side. Now, as you can see right here, I'm done with cutting it out. Now, if you look at the side, you'll discover that I've added like 0.5 seam allowance. That's the line which you can find here like this. So you have to include the seam allowance, and that is what I've done. Now on the upper part here, I don't need to include any seam allowance, and that was why I added 1 inch for the down at the down part for my hem allowance. So the hem allowance is going to be 0.5. Why this remaining 0.5 has been incorporated into this. So that is why I don't need any seam allowance on the upper part here and also on the neckline. So by the time I'm sewing, I will just sew with 0.5 of an inch across this side and also the neckline. So I hope you have found this tutorial very useful. You can see that this is a very simple top, very simple to make. Now I want to appreciate you for taking your time and watch this video. If you have any comment or any question, please kindly drop yours in the comment section below. And if you are yet to subscribe to this channel, kindly do that now, so that, and also click on the notification bell so that you can have access to my video. Thank you very much. So till I come your way again, bye for now. And before I go, I'm going to open it out so that you can see. See, I told you initially that it's going to be both for back and front. If you want the neckline to be wider, then instead of that 3 inches for the width, you make yours 3.5. But this is what I want in this same case. Can you see? So that is that. Bye bye till I come your way again.